Hello everyone, welcome back to the Big Donch podcast, episode 12 of our Sports World Weekly. Today this podcast is going to be fun because I'm doing something a bit different. I'm trying, to get better at editing. So what I'm going to do is break it down more instead of, just transitioning into sports continuously. So from going to NFL to NBA to MLB real quick and basically not even giving my chance to, give myself a chance to, catch a break, relax, so it can be more smooth. So what I'm going to be doing is just obviously breaking it down more, try to have better transitions and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, this is going to be smooth. I'm going to try to make it as smooth as possible. Definitely going to be the most, well edited podcast so far that I've been doing this. But today we also have a lot of topics. We're going to be covering the NFL, NBA, MLB like usual, some fighting. We're going to be discussing some WWE over the past weekend. If you guys don't know, I was a huge WWE fan growing up. I actually went to a WWE match when I was younger. Pretty fun. We'll also be talking about the Braves leading now as a Phillies fan. What are my thoughts? We are on a hot streak. Now it's basically the opposite. The Braves are on a hot streak. I didn't even know they were catching up by that much, but I was looking at the standings the other day and they were up. So we're going to be discussing that. And the Little League World Series is on now, not as popular as other years because, well, number one, it's only in America. Only the American countries are playing. And two, there's no fans. And three, of course, I'm older now, so Little League World Series isn't as fun as it used to be. But I'll be discussing my thoughts on that. And then some NFL talk. We're going to be discussing my Steelers. Big Ben looking hot, looking good. Steelers looking hot. Yeah, definitely excited for that. And then some rookie QB talk. We're going to be discussing, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Wilson, a couple others, Trey Lance, and then the Bears QB situation. What do they do with Dalton and Fields, in that depth chart? And then the NFL Top 100 over this past couple weeks that have been going out. Then, real quick, NBA, Summer League now being over. Discuss my thoughts on, some good rookies and what I saw, some big headlines. And then, yeah, not much else. But it's going to be fun, going to be smooth. Let's get into it. So, let's start off with the NFL. And my Pittsburgh Steelers looking good. 3-0 in the preseason. Let's see who we beat. Well, we beat the Lions just this past week. Then we beat the Eagles the week before that. And the Cowboys in the Hall of Fame game. Check out my 2 reactions from those preseason games if you want to on my YouTube. Didn't post a reaction to the Detroit Lions game, even though I should have, even though that was the best complete game. We saw most of the starters. But anyway, they're playing the Panthers, I'm pretty sure, next. That'll be the last preseason game before the regular season. Definitely excited. A lot of our starters play good. We see Big Ben, I'm pretty sure, threw 2 touchdowns to Pat Freiermuth. I don't know how to say his name still, but definitely excited for him. Our tight end situation is going to be good. Eric Ebron doesn't have the best hands, but he's clutch. He's still one of the best tight ends in the NFL still when you think about it, at least starting-wise. And Pat Freiermuth, though, he's going to be legit. Reminds me of young Heath Miller, my favorite tight end of all time. Heath Miller actually owned his jersey, but excited for him, though. Had 2 touchdowns, but it's going to be good, though. Good. We need those weapons for Big Ben if we're going to succeed, and obviously we need blocking. We need as much blocking as possible with our line. The line didn't look too bad, though. As long as we give Najee Harris some time, we'll be all right. We get that run game going, we'll be all right. Big Ben been playing forever. He knows, to work around a bad line, so he'll be all right. I'm not worried about that, but we got to get a run game going. We got to have, the best blocking as possible for a young running back like Najee Harris. Mason Rudolph, though, not playing too bad. 138 yards. A lot of people are still hating on him. Listen, I know Dwayne Haskins is good, too. He's not really that good, but good as a backup. None of our backups, I say this in all my reaction videos, my podcast, none of the backups on the Steelers are our future. We're going to have to draft a quarterback or sign a free agent once Big Ben's done. A lot of people are saying D. Haskins is the future. No. Nobody besides Big Ben is our future. Obviously Big Ben's going to be retiring soon, but obviously after that, we need to draft somebody or sign somebody. So it doesn't really matter who we have a backup. I think Mason Rudolph or Haskins is both solid choice as a backup, so I'm not too worried about it. But when it comes to our future, we got to sign or we got to draft somebody. Running backs look good, though. Defense look good. Excited to see what Heisman's going to do. He was always good. Melvin Ingram. TJ Watt, though, I think he's going to be signing a contract soon, becoming one of the highest defensive players, highest paid defensive players in the league. Deserves it. He is top 3 defensive player in the league. He's going to be top 10 in the top 100, which we'll get into later. But yeah, Steelers looking good, though. Underdogs once again. But too early to tell, how they will look with the division rankings and stuff like that. But I'm just excited. Every Steelers fan should be excited. Big Ben's looking good, and that's the most important thing. But now let's go into rookie QB talks. Okay, we saw just the other day we had Trey Lance throw a touchdown. Multiple touchdowns, I'm pretty sure. Also threw a pick. We had Justin Fields get his helmet blown off. Didn't play too good. Trevor Lawrence played good. I don't think he threw a touchdown yet, though. And then Zack Wilson threw 2 touchdowns, looked good. But, they're the main... Oh, Mac Jones. Mac Jones looking good. I think they're going to declare Mac Jones a starter, so I'm not really going to be talking about him much, especially with Cam Newton being under COVID protocols. But excited to see what Mac Jones will do, even though, as a Steelers fan, I hate the Patriots, but excited to see what he could do. Trevor Lawrence, he's already declared starter today, actually. That was obviously, everybody knew that. Gardner Minshew, though, what are they going to do with him? I think they could trade him to the Cowboys if a team that's needing a quarterback with injuries. Dak Prescott, he's lacking with injuries right now, so that could be a potential landing spot. Who else? The Colts with Carson Wentz. I heard he was dressing though. He was actually doing some workouts lately, so that's pretty good. Other QB situations though. Speaking of QB situations though, Broncos naming Teddy Bridgewater today. Not a good decision, my opinion. It's Drew Lock's team. Okay, he was showing improvements, but yet they basically just ruined all that by starting Teddy Bridgewater. We'll see though. We'll see. Who else though? Zack Wilson. Obviously, they drafted him knowing he'd be the number 1 quarterback. Strong arm, accurate too. He's gonna be legit. Point is though, all depends on the Jets. Are the Jets gonna ruin him, or is Zack Wilson gonna help the Jets? Thing is, with a team like the Jets, is if Zack Wilson doesn't do too good, he's gonna be automatically called a bust. Not even gonna come into factors with how good the Jets is. Is the Jets line good? Okay. What is preventing Zack Wilson from becoming a great player? It's the line, it's the defense, it's the coaching. But yeah, all the focus is going to be on Zack Wilson. Now, if he's throwing interceptions, turning the ball over, not getting the ball downfield, then you can blame it on Zack Wilson. But if he's getting sacked, not having wide open wide receivers, defense is giving up a lot of points, meaning they're not going to win a lot of games. Come on now. But they're still going to, look at the QB. First they always look at the QB and the head coach. Even though it might not be their fault. It might be just, single-handedly the offensive line, the defense, the wide receivers. But, the first 2 people to look at is the coach and the quarterback. But excited to see what Zack Wilson's going to do. Just sucks that he's on a terrible organization like the Jets. Trey Lance played pretty good through an interception, just like Jimmy G. But I still think Jimmy G should be starter. It's his team. When he was healthy, he took him to the Super Bowl. Didn't play too good, obviously, in the preseason. But hard to judge in the preseason unless you're really having a tight QB situation. It is tight, but I still think, they're going to go with the 49ers anyway. I still think the 49ers are going to go with Jimmy G anyway. That's why I don't think it's that tight. Threw a pick, even though it was high. Wide receiver still could have caught that. I'm pretty sure who it was. I forget who it was, but bounced off the wide receiver's hands. Defense caught it. Really wasn't that much of Jimmy G's fault. Could have kept it a little low, but mainly the wide receiver's fault there. Same thing happened to Trey Lance with his other interception, but then he ends up throwing 2 touchdowns anyway. So that's that. And then Justin Fields. I don't know what they're going to be doing with that. I personally say give it to Andy Dalton again. No reason to rush Justin Fields in. Andy Dalton's a veteran. Have some, learning tips for Justin Fields, like what they did with Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick on the Dolphins. But yeah, no reason to rush. Justin Fields so quick. Give it to Andy Dalton. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, good veteran, still could ball out. The last problem that the Bears have is a quarterback right now. They got to work on their offensive line. They got to work on their coaching before they even focus on who their quarterback position is. But I think they're good no matter what. At the QB situation, I think they'll be all right. It all depends on the line. Obviously, you saw what happened to Justin Fields this past week. Got his head, destroyed. Got his helmet popped off. That's not good for any player, especially a rookie. But we'll see what happens there. I think though, Andy Dalton should start. And then the NFL Top 100. Let's get into that. Didn't really look that up yet to, base off that. Should have had that ready by now. NFL Top 100, though. The top 10 is coming out soon. I'm pretty sure next week or next Saturday. But, the top 10, I'm pretty sure, goes by, or who's going to be in it would be Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Donald, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Travis Kelce, T.J. Watt, Devontae Adams, Russell Wilson, Myles Garrett, and Josh Allen. Hold on. No. Alright, what's this? Alright, it's a mock. No, let's see this. Is this a mock? Oh yeah, it's Pete Prisco's thing. Well, anyway, I know Russell Wilson was number 11. He didn't make it. Derrick Henry made the top 10. But yeah, I'm gonna look at this number though. I'm trying to find this list. Here we go. On the actual NFL website. Numbers 20 to 11. Let's see my thoughts. So, Buda Baker did not have a better season than Dalvin Cook in my opinion. That's just that. Deshaun Watson at 18. Xavier Howard at 17. I mean, he led the league in interceptions with 10. So, I mean, I think that's good. Myles Garrett at 16. I think that's good. Tyreek Hill at 15. I don't know about that. I think he had a better season than Alvin Kamara at 14. Jalen Ramsey at 13. Best corner in the league. Russell Wilson at 12. Stephon Diggs at 11. I was actually surprised though with Stephon Diggs not getting top 10. But let's see though. Top 10 though, like I mentioned earlier. I'm going to give you my list though. In top 10, I think I'll predict. So number 1 is going to be Aaron Rodgers. Okay? Obviously won MVP. Played the best last year. So I think he'll be number 1. Number 2, Aaron Donald. Won Defensive Player of the Year. Is the best defensive player in the league. Just straight up dominant. He'll be number 2. Patrick Mahomes, number 3. Still played great. Still the best quarterback in the NFL, even though Aaron Rodgers had a better season. But Patrick Mahomes, number 3. 4 now. Let's see who number 4 would be. 4 could probably go Derrick Henry. Obviously 2,000 yards. 5 could be Travis Kelce. Led. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but he was up there with especially for a tight end. 6, 7, 8, 9, no particular order. You know, obviously Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins. I think Adams is better than Hopkins. T.J. Watt, Josh Allen, and then who was the 10th one? I have no clue. But anyway, top 3 though should be obviously Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Donald, and Patrick Mahomes. But let's go over who I think should not be on this list, though. Let's go. So let's look at 70 through 61. Anybody I don't think they should be on this list? Well, actually, I want to mention Julio Jones. Okay, I don't know what number he was. I think he was in the 50 range. I'm not sure. Let's try to find real quick. I don't know, but he barely played. He played 9 games. Had like 700 yards. Didn't even break 5 touchdowns. I don't think. So there's no reason why he shouldn't even be on this list at all. Allen Robinson didn't even make it. Allen Robinson obviously had a better year than Julio Jones. So I don't know why they even include. I know it was player voting, but come on now. Julio Jones should not be on this list. Obviously, a great wide receiver, but did not play this year that much, so confused about that. But yeah, that's the NFL top 100. Minka Fitzpatrick. He's better than Buda Baker, and Buda Baker was ranked top 20. I mean, Fitzpatrick was ranked top 50. I mean, that's not right, but it is what it is. That is my thoughts on the NFL. A little choppy there. We're going to get better with this podcast. We're going to be talking next the NBA, Summer League being over, and then who are some big names. Stay tuned. So I just want to point out, though, I am wearing a cutoff. Don't usually wear cutoffs much in my videos. Obviously, it's a podcast, but I'm also recording on YouTube, so check that out on my YouTube as well. But it's hot out. End of summer. Getting ready for school. Getting ready for some stuff. It's hot out. The summer was fun, though. I don't know if you guys had a fun summer. I hope you guys did, but it was fun. A little boring, though, than usual. I guess that's what happens when you're getting older. But definitely hot. One of the hottest summers I remember in a while. I mean, every day just humid, just feeling sticky. But anyway, speaking of the summer, NBA had their summer league a couple weeks ago. I'm pretty sure like a week ago it ended. Sacramento Kings winning the championship, even though that really never means nothing. Usually shows, okay, they have a bright future. But obviously, look at the Kings. They haven't made the playoffs in how many years. But I'm going to be bringing up some big names that I heard of. So, well, number 1 was Jalen Green. I mean, he played absolutely good for, where they picked him on the Rockets. 52% from three-point range. I mean, that's legit. 51% from the field goal. 92% from the foul line. Averaging 20 points. Okay? Pretty good for Jalen Green playing. Definitely worth the pick. Speaking of the Sacramento Kings, Davion Mitchell had a good season. Not a season. Good run there. But, big one was Kuminga. Pretty sure that's his name. for the Warriors. Had some huge dunks. Definitely excited to see what he does. Don't know where he's going to, match up or be in the Warriors roster. Warriors are looking scary. But I don't know where they're going to put him, especially with Andrew Wiggins at the small forward. Don't know where Kuminga plays. I'm pretty sure he plays power and small. Don't want to be wrong. But, yeah. And then Cade Cunningham for the Detroit Pistons had, 50% of his threes he made. So he played pretty good. And then for the Sixers, we didn't do too good, though. But we saw Tyrese Maxey play. Definitely going to be a big season for him with what they're going to do with Ben Simmons. Don't know what they're going to be doing, but definitely going to be competing a lot for who's going to be that starting point guard if he stays on the team. Averaged 26 points, though, 50% from the field. Did a little bit of everything, to be honest. Got this from SportsIllustrated.com. Some other big names that they listed was Desmond Bane from the Memphis Grizzlies, 24 points in games. Made 9 of his 13 3-point attempts. Pretty good. Obi Toppin. Pretty sure the second year in the league, but didn't have the best year last year. So that's what I like about the summer leagues, though, because, not only are they rookies, but you can also be non-rookies. If you're not playing the best, you didn't have a good year last year. Well, all right, develop more, get some experience now. So pretty good. And then Trey Jones, actually, from the San Antonio Spurs, had 22.8 points a game, shooting 50% from the field. Loved watching him on Duke, so good to see that he's still making some noise. And Jalen Johnson for the Hawks was last set. Sports Illustrated posed it. In his 4 games, he averaged 19 points and almost 10 rebounds. So that's pretty good for the Hawks, especially last year, the run they had. But, obviously, I'm pretty sure Jalen Johnson was the one who was dunking all over the Sixers, too, last year. So that was that. But, yeah, that was the NBA. Not much. Usually every time I talk about the NBA, I'm always, all over the place. Usually don't pay attention until later on in the season, so... Used to not be like that, though. Used to love watching the NBA. Used to love playing NBA 2K, but I don't know. I just don't like it anymore. I'm more of a college basketball type fan, but yeah, Summer League. Some big names, though. Jalen Green, Jalen Johnson, Obi Toppin, and then Kuminga from the Warriors. And I also saw Luka Garza. I'm pretty sure that was his name. I don't even want to say that wrong. Luka Garza. Let me look if that's his name. Luka Garza, yeah, that's right. From Michigan. No, I'm sorry, from Iowa. I'm all over the place, like I said. From Iowa. Did pretty good. A lot of people are saying that he's old, doesn't move around much. He's not going to make much noise in the NBA. Kind of is, though. Obviously, it's the Summer League. We'll see, but excited to see what he can do, too. Next, we're going into MLB. Stay tuned. We are back now, going into MLB. Gotta slow down, though. Even though I'm chopping this up, which I think is going to go well, hopefully. Still not yet there yet, though. Been doing podcasts for almost a year now. It's hard. To be honest with you, using my old iPhone to record for my YouTube and using my main phone to record for Spotify and Anchor, it's hard. Obviously I'm not no pro. I'm learning though. Like I said, today I'm actually breaking it up, put into little segments, try to have, somewhat professional podcast. But it is what it is. We're learning though. I'm sure by another year from now we're going to be even better. Actually going to have a better mic, like a Blue Yeti or something. Going to be recording from an actual camera and all. Have my MacBook right here to look up all my stuff that I'm going to be talking about today. So it is what it is. But, can't give up. Mainly, though, this is for fun. Obviously, my main points, my main videos on YouTube, my main, content is reaction videos. But I like to post a podcast every Wednesday. But, yeah, we're going to MLB right now. The Braves are catching up to the Phillies. They did catch up. They're up by 5 games. The Phillies were up for a while by 2 or 3 games, but I didn't even notice the Braves were catching up. They're up now, 68 wins, 58 losses. All right, they're at 540 win percentage. We're at 63 and 62. We had a horrible past couple games. Who were we playing? I forget. We were playing the Padres. We won 2 out of 3, but it was the Diamondbacks that killed us. Diamondbacks, one of the worst teams in the MLB. We lost all 3 games. We got swept. Okay, swept. We could not get the bats going. Losing to the Reds 1 game. Dodgers weren't the best either. Losing 2 out of 3 from them. We have an easy schedule coming up, though. Well, somewhat easy. Should be easy. The Diamondbacks again, 4 games. We have the Rays today, but the Diamondbacks tomorrow. 4 games we're playing. We lost to the Rays yesterday. Obviously, they're one of the best teams in baseball, but we're playing them today at home again. We'll see what happens there. But we're playing the Diamondbacks, though. I keep mentioning this. They're one of the worst teams in baseball, but yet we'll probably go 2 for 2 this series. That's what gets me mad as a Phillies fan. We just play down to competition like usual. Then we have the Nationals. Then we have the Marlins, then Brewers, then Rockies, then Cubs, then Mets, then the Orioles, then Pirates, and then the Braves in, around October to end the season. So, I mean, we have a pretty decent schedule. I mean, not hard, not easy, okay. We should definitely finish, though, with a winning season, but it all depends on what's going to happen with the Braves. They, however, have a hard schedule coming up. They have the Giants today, in the next 3 days, actually. Then they have the Dodgers, then the Rockies, pretty easy. Then the Nationals, and the Marlins. But then they go into the Diamondbacks, Padres, Phillies, and they end up with the Mets. But the next couple days, really hard, though, with the Giants. They lost to the Yankees the past 2 days, so that's good for us. But yeah, they play the Giants the next 3 days, then the Dodgers 3 days after that. Then they go into a pretty easy schedule there. But these next 6 days are important for us to win and the Braves to lose. But yeah, as a Phillies fan, I haven't saw the Phillies make the playoffs in, I don't know, what was it, 8 years or something. We were leading for a good bit, but I don't know. It's going to be a miracle. We're going to need Bryce Harper to stay hot, and we need pitching to stay good. Doesn't have to be hot, but just good, because asking for hot is way too much for the Phillies pitching rotation. And we got to get the bats going. Not too good for Realmuto. Obviously, good defensive catcher, but offense, he can never get that going. Really on and off. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Stay tuned, though, for my thoughts. I'm going to be mad if we don't make the playoffs, that's fine. But if we end with a losing record, or the gap between us and the Braves gets even larger, then I'm going to get mad. But if it's close, it's alright. Shows improvement, and even more excited for next year. But if we end with a losing record, or the gap gets bigger, I'm going to be pretty disappointed as a Phillies fan. And then, not really MLB, but Little League World Series. Just want to go into little stories about my thoughts on the Little League World Series. Went to it, I'm pretty sure, 3 times in my life. Went to the Little League World Series. I only live about 2 hours away from Williamsport, but played Little League Baseball. I don't know if you were watching on YouTube, you see right there some stuff from Little League. Loved it. Every kid, loves Little League when they play it. Just good memories. It was always my dream to play in the Little League World Series. Obviously, our team was never good. I mean, listen, it was always every Little League player's dream to make the Little League World Series. But it's different this year, though. Of course, not having players from other countries, other teams from other countries. Always loved watching Japan play. But they're not in it this year, obviously, because of COVID situations. Other countries are not in it because of COVID situations. And there's only, I think, parents allowed at the games, no fans. So that sucks too. So it's just different now that you get older. I remember watching it all the time not last year, but when I was younger. And I just feel like the Little League World Series was just bigger in general when I was younger. I mean, it was just so popular, but now it's starting to die down. That's just my thoughts. I mean, they didn't have it last year. No fans and no foreign countries this year. So obviously that doesn't, help. But I don't know. I love the Little League World Series. Every kid who plays baseball always dreams to play one day in Williamsport, but obviously it's very, very hard. Nowadays, basically, it's just teams full of travel league and pay-to-play type players. It's really hard for a local Little League team to just make the Little League World Series, but that's that. My thoughts on baseball and the MLB. Next, we're going to be going into fighting. Pacquiao loses to basically a no-name. I mean, obviously a good boxer, but Pacquiao was favored. I mean, Pacquiao was a bigger name. Then we're going into WWE to end it off. SummerSlam, I'm pretty sure, was this past weekend. I'm going to go into that as well, like I did with the Little League World Series. My thoughts as it, growing up watching WWE. Stay tuned. We are back now to conclude the Big Donch podcast, episode 12. A bit fun today. Definitely agree. But like I said, though, it's all about this editing. We'll see. But so far, we talked about the NFL, talking about the Steelers and all. Definitely excited for them. The NBA didn't go too much into because, well, I didn't watch it much. MLB, we talked about the Phillies and the Braves and their situation. Hopefully, as a Phillies fan, we see the Phillies make the playoffs. And now we're going to fighting. Pacquiao loses, all right? Legend, boxing legend, one of my favorite fighters of all time, loses in a unanimous decision to, pretty sure it was Yordenis Ugas. Never heard of him before. All due respect, never heard of him before. He was 27 and 4 as a pro, and 12-1 since 2015. He was from Cuba too, but definitely surprised. I mean, he was supposed to fight Pacquiao, and obviously Spence is one of the best in the world, so I can only imagine what would have happened. But hey, at least he didn't get knocked out. Lost in the decision, but it is what it is. But I think he's going to be done now. I think that was the last fight. He's getting old, obviously. He's 42 years old. I mean, he's a senator in the Philippines, so he basically has 2 full-time jobs. But I think that's the last we see Pacquiao fight at a high level like that. If we're going to see him fight again, it's probably going to be a lower-tier fighter, or maybe even like a celebrity-type fighter like the Paul brothers or something like that. But I think, him fighting a high-level boxer, those days are over, sadly. But we got to see him fight over the past couple years. He's a legend. Absolutely one of the best lightweights of all time. But it is what it is. We saw him play. Or welterweight. He was a welterweight, sorry. But, him fighting Mayweather, good fight, but never be better than Mayweather. Let me just point that out there. All due respect, but just, to clear that out the way. But, Pacquiao legend losing. It is what it is. But, we'll see what happens in the future for him. Now the WWE ended off for some fun. I was a WWE fan for a while growing up. My favorite wrestler was Rey Mysterio, mainly because of, he was small, he had the mask, and of his signature move, the 619. Always loved seeing him fight. But this past weekend was SummerSlam. To name some results, in a Raw Tag Team Championship, AJ Styles and Omos versus RK Bro. RK Bro defeats AJ Styles. AJ Styles was a big name. Who else? Wait, no. That's not Randy Orton, is it? I guess he is. That was Randy Orton. RK Bro. I guess that was a team name. But hey, that's pretty cool. Randy Orton, now he's a big name too, obviously, growing up. Sheamus for the United States Championship. Sheamus versus Damian Priest. He defeats Sheamus. One of my favorite wrestlers because I was an Irish man just like him. Speaking of Rey Mysterio, SmackDown Tag Team Championship, the Usos versus Rey Mysterio. The Usos? That's not fair. Usos defeat Rey Mysterio in pinfall, retain the titles. How's that fair? Usos are huge. To go on, Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. Drew McIntyre defeats Jinder Mahal. Hopefully I said that right. I knew Drew McIntyre's big name over the past couple of years. Didn't really know him though growing up. Let's see what else. I know Edge and Seth Rollins fight right here. Edge defeats Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is definitely a big name. I mean, Edge is old. I mean, he's been in this for a while. I wonder how old he is. Definitely close to 40s. I mean, maybe even in his 40s. Definitely in his 40s. What am I talking about? Speaking of 40s, I mean, this dude's probably close to 60. Goldberg lost to Bobby Lashley. Why is he still fighting? And then Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship versus John Cena. This one I knew I saw on Instagram. Roman Reigns defeat John Cena. I mean, come on now. This just ruins his reputation. I mean, John Cena is one of the GOATs to lose to Roman Reigns. I mean, he caught him in a sleeper hold, it says. This is off CBS.com. I mean, come on. Definitely a good fight, but hey. Brock Lesnar made his return to WWE after Roman Reigns wins over John Cena. So what, is Lesnar going to fight Roman Reigns again? I mean, here it is, WD post on Twitter. He's here. Brock Lesnar is back again. How many times is Brock Lesnar going to come to WWE and then leave and then come back and leave and come back? His haircut, though, weird. I mean, he got the ponytail going on, got a weird beard. Does not look like Brock Lesnar. But, that was WWE. Had way too many W's there. But, I saw them when I was younger. I remember seeing them, I forget what it was. It was Hershey, PA. Seeing them. Definitely cool. I remember it was when Miz did something to R-Truth, I'm pretty sure it was. I can't even remember. I saw Randy Orton fight. But I remember Miz too. I remember him. I'm trying to think. I was young. I was really young. I was like 10 years old. But it's definitely cool. I was a big WWE fan. I remember watching the big event. What is it? Why can't I think of the big SummerSlam. WWE. The Super Bowl WWE in April. I cannot think of it. Why can't I think of it? It's been a while. I'm trying to think. Undertaker's unbeaten record. Let me look this up quick. I gotta look this up. I'm gonna just type in Super Bowl of WWE. WrestleMania. That's what it is. WrestleMania. I remember watching that all the time. My parents would always buy me the pay-per-view of that. It was always cool. I remember, Undertaker lost to Brock Lesnar. I remember Undertaker beating Shawn Michaels, I'm pretty sure it was. I remember watching The Rock versus John Cena. John Cena losing to that. That was pretty cool what happened that day. But yeah, that was WWE. Don't watch it that much anymore. I mean, obviously, growing up happens. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Definitely fun today. Got some editing to do now, trying to make this as smooth as possible. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're following on Spotify or Anchor, make sure to follow as well. I'm out, guys. Peace.